What I've got for you today is supposed to be another amazing match of StarCraft 2. I feel like over the last couple of weeks I've been casting banger after banger. This is one of those matchups, this particular Protoss versus Zerg, that could literally be the best game I'm uploading all month. But lately I've just been featuring the top 10 players over and over and over again. It's been a lot of fun, man. I feel like I've been getting spoiled with the replays that I've been able to cast. Now, spawning right here in the top right-hand corner of the map RUSHES, playing with the blue Zerg drones, we have none other than Serral, the _1 Zerg player in the world. His opponent, by many considered to be the #1 Protoss, with the red Protoss probes, he goes by the name of herO. herO versus Serral. This should be an amazing game. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard some rumors. Should I tell you what I know about this game? I guess it's a bit of a spoiler, okay? A small spoiler. From what I understand, somebody in this particular match is gonna make a ginormous mistake. So, I guess we'll end up finding out together exactly what ended up going down between these two legends. Now, it's a Zerg versus Protoss on RUSHES station. This is considered to be one of the very worst maps for Zerg players. I just decided to look up the statistics, and at the tournament level, Zerg players veto this map whenever they can, pretty much right away. Because Protoss at the highest level of StarCraft 2 has a win rate of 58%. The reason for that is the map layout. It's relatively easy for Protoss players to get to that maxed out state, and we all know that most, well, maybe not if you only watch my YouTube videos, but we all know that most Zerg players out there, they don't really enjoy playing against Protoss in the late game all too much. Serral, of course, an absolute monster, but there's no denying that he also does struggle a little bit on RUSHES station. That game that he played against herO comes to mind. So they played a series in early December. I consider that particular series, that particular match at the very least, one of the best games of 2023. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll go ahead and post a link to it down below in the description of this video. That was an absolute banger. In that particular game, herO decided to off-race against Serral with Protoss. And I think it's actually one of the greatest games of Protoss I've ever seen. Even though herO doesn't usually play Protoss, it turns out he's very good. And, well, on this map, Protoss certainly did seem very powerful. So far, though, in this particular game, nothing all too crazy. Although I say that, I was mostly just looking right here at the Protoss production tab. It's a Stargate opener from herO. That can't really be too much of a surprise. But Serral is massing Zerglings, and he went for a really quick lair. That is a little bit funky. Now, there's a tucked away third base that you can take very easily. A couple small mineral fields will be mined out. And herO is thinking, yeah, he's thinking about taking a very quick third nexus of his own here. Now, what is Serral planning on doing with this lair? Because he doesn't even have a third hatchery. Does this get scouted here? Oh, perfect scout for herO. So he knows that there is no third hatch taken at this point in the game. He hasn't seen the timing of the lair, but honestly, that's the only thing that makes sense at this point. Serral does scout here inside of the main base of the Protoss player that it's a Stargate opener. Oracle will be coming up. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing even a Void Ray, because the Void Ray is just really good at, well, defending whatever it is that the Zerg player is planning on going for. And apparently what Serral is going for is a little bit of a Zerg rush. He's going for a Nidus network together with 2 Dropalords. Okay then. Oracle sees the Zerglings over here too. Serral's got 1 Dropalord over at the third nexus, or where the third nexus will, well, at the very least be planned to be built. And then 1 over here inside of the main base. We're slowly ferrying units towards the side of the Protoss, and at this point, it gets scouted at least over here for herO, but that honestly may just be a distraction. Yeah, this is completely unseen. herO does not have vision of his own main base. Nidus Worm right now is coming up as well. Oh, this is actually really quite smart by Serral. That one, he wanted it to be spotted. Yeah, he wanted that one to be seen. Now the Nidus Worm is gonna be popping its ugly head inside of the main base of the Protoss, and suddenly the Queens have arrived. Void Ray is indeed on the production tab right now. We're gonna need more units though, Serral. Is this all we have? Okay, we're gonna pop the Queen back in and out apparently. Okay, yeah, more Zerglings are showing up right now. Ultimately, this is a ton of damage being dealt here by the Zerg. I don't know if I love this though. Yeah, a couple links here misrelied. They may have actually been all army hotkeyed. They should have been inside of that worm. 22 probes is not enough. No, that's actually not enough. I think what went wrong right there for Serral is that he all-army hotkeyed everything into the main base or something. He's gonna attempt another worm, but, I mean, now that the Void Ray is here, it does not have prismatic alignment available, but yeah. That laser beam there from the Oracle is helping out as well. There should not be another worm. These links should have come out of the worm, though. They probably would have been able to kill at least another 5 probes or so. And at that point, I would have called it pretty much even. Right now, Serral hit a supply block. He is extremely far behind. We're talking 18 workers at this point for the Zerg player only, which is something they usually hit at about minute 1, right? Like, that is not something you want to be sitting on at 5.5 minutes. He's got all of these links, plus herO has got a tucked away third. Like, he can take this base, he doesn't need to venture out onto the map, so these Zerg links are pretty much wasted. Okay. Now, if these oracles can kill any drones, so they already have a couple confirmed kills. They may have actually just killed one. Nah, they haven't. All right, if they can kill any worker here for the Zerg, I mean, that is just gonna rub salt in the wound. This is, I mean, I don't wanna call it unlosable, but this is a really good position here for herO for certain, because he gets to do whatever he likes. Now, obviously, this is still a little scary for him in the sense that he doesn't know exactly what he's playing against. Oh, he's even gonna go after the queens. Oh, I love that. Goodbye, Brenda. Goodbye, Karen. This is just to ensure that... Oh, we're gonna use the Nidus here to keep the units alive. That's kind of cute. Nice play there by Serral. Hides the queens inside of the worm, but that means that the natural is still in some trouble. Now, sadly for our Protoss here, the Protoss units are out of energy, but this is... Yeah, considering that was a cheese by Serral, this is the best start that herO could have possibly hoped for. Now, you can shade around all you want, herO, but yeah, okay, there is a worm over here once again. But honestly, I don't love it. Serral is trying to make the best out of this really bad situation. But at this point, there's enough oracles to just kill everything, right? There's a 5th oracle now joining in as well. Alright, yeah. The Lynx and the Queens decide to go back home. Serral's been droning up. Maybe if he would have doubled down, actually, and just committed to full-on aggression. More Lynx and more Queens. But he assumed that he was never going to be able to get another worm up on the other side of that wall. So, yeah, can't really blame the man. Alright, so. herO is now stable. Fleet Beacon coming up. 2nd Stargate on the production tab. +1 air weapons is coming. 3rd Nexus is gonna start up here very soon. As soon as that creep, well, dissipates, and there it goes. This is the Protoss dream. Now, I don't actually know who ends up winning this particular game. I do know who ends up winning this series in the end, so this is one game of a series. And, I mean, I told you there's supposed to be a blunder at some point. I wonder if people were referring to the blunder that we just saw from Serral, or if somehow, some way, herO's gonna throw this. Because this, this at this level of play is pretty much an unlosable position for Protoss. Like, he is 20 workers ahead. He's a base ahead on the Zerg. 3rd hatchery just started as well. He's already at carrier tech. He's going to +1 air weapons. Completely uncontested here, right? Like, there's really nothing that the Zerg can do about it. Serral has decided to go Hydras. Alright. So, Hydras are, I guess, the jack-of-all-trades type of unit here for the Zerg. But when herO ultimately moves across the map, he doesn't even really need to. I just wonder how Serral's ever going to be able to hold on. So usually what Protoss players like to do these days, now that this map is very well figured out, is not actually take the 4th base over here on the left, but instead they mine out these mineral fields, they knock down the debris, and then they take the gold base. And that is another really, yeah, safe option here for herO. He should be able to either just go for what will likely be a game-winning attack with his Skytools units, or he can take a gold base pretty much uncontested. Both of those scenarios are, yeah, pretty good for the Protoss player, I would say. Alright, so, what does Serral do here? Well, apparently what we're doing is just double down on the drones. He's losing a bunch of them as well, because he can't commit to too much base defense. Loses 7 workers, 12 in total, my god. Yeah, I like what Serral did with that Nidus worm on this side, and, you know, sort of was like, oh no, I got spotted, oh no. But that was on, you know, purpose. Okay, these mineral fields will indeed start getting mined out as well, and I think we are going to be heading on over to the golden minerals soon. But yeah, I really did like that cheese in the main base. The distraction drop to ultimately allow the Nidus inside of the main base. Look at this guy breakdancing in the back. Alright, he's done. He doesn't want to do it anymore. So, we're gonna be going Archon, Zealot, Carrier. +1. I wouldn't mind even seeing +2 air weapons start up, although this is... Yeah, this is... I mean, +1 air weapons alone is already really nice, but +2 would make it even better. So what has Serral decided to do? Well, he is not really doing a whole lot other than making drones. So at this point, against 4 carriers and all of this other stuff that Protoss has, he's got 9 queens and 19 Zerglings. +2 air weapons coming. Serral is gonna scout this, and when you see that there's about as many carriers as there are queens, and those are your only units that shoot up, worst case scenario here for the Zerg. I would also say that Hydras are a strongly mediocre unit against Skytles. So the units shoot up, but that's about it, right? Like, it's a trap. It's a trap that Zerg players fall into all the time. Like, what do you do with Hydras? Yes, they're decent against the Skytles units alone, but they're terrible against, say, Psionic Storm, Zealots. They're bad against, I don't know, Disruptors. They're bad against everything other than flying units, basically, right? And even against flying units, Corruptors are the preferred choice. So this is not even really the unit composition that Serral wants to have. Now, he's playing very greedy, though, all things considered. Yeah, he's decided to go into the Infestation Pit, right underneath the vision of the Oracle. Oracle sees right now that there is something researching, and these days, there's only one upgrade that can be researched. So at this point in the match, herO should 100% know that this is going to be Neural Parasite and Infestors. I like the choice from Serral, though. Obviously, if he can turn a couple of those carriers in favor of the Zerg, I mean, that's going to make life a hell of a lot easier. But he is still a while away from it. I think herO could just A-move. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, actually, he could literally just attack move right now. Yeah, I mean, he's got so much. He has got charge done at this point too. He's got 9 gateways. Just warp in a round of units and attack move. I'm fairly sure a Diamond League Protoss could win at this point pretty easily, man. By the way, I've noticed that a lot of people get upset whenever I make the comparison of a Diamond League player. The thing is, guys, not to be mean or anything, right? But once you go up to, I don't know, Master League, Grandmaster League or so, you realize how good the pro gamers actually are. I think there is a little bit of confusion out there that a lot of people think that Grandmaster League is close to the pro gamer level. It really is not. I've hit Grandmaster League many times, and both herO and Serral would destroy me. If we were to play like a, I don't know, like a best of 69, I would probably not get a single win. I'm not even exaggerating here. Like, I'm pretty decent at the game. I've played this game a lot. I've played thousands of games. I've been playing this game for 13 years, right? Like, I guess soon to be 14. I've been playing for a very long time. But I can almost guarantee you that I would not be able to win a single game against players of this caliber. And in a way, like, when you first hit a high league, you realize how humbling it really is. Because there's like a bell curve to thinking how good you are. I don't know if you're familiar with the Dunning-Kruger effect, but there's a certain moment where you feel like you're on top of the world, right? Where you feel like you're actually good at StarCraft. And I think you probably hit that right around like Platinum League or so. Like, that's the point where you feel like you are actually capable of competing at a high level. But then the higher you climb, the more you realize how good the pro gamers actually are. And when I say Diamond League, I don't mean it with any disrespect whatsoever. Those are obviously players that have put in a lot of effort. But there is no way you would win a game. Like, even if you 12 pull a million times in a row as Zerg against herO, and herO goes AFK for the first 20 seconds of the game, I think you still probably lose in like 100 out of 100 games. It's that extreme. So anyways, when I say like, hey, I think a Diamond League player could literally A-move and win the game, that's because from that position we were just in, you could literally just take all your units and go. Just make a prism, warp in reinforcements, and go. Instead, what herO is doing... Oh, no, I think herO is the one that's gonna make a mistake. herO has decided to play this as safely as possible. But ultimately now, yeah, now we're gonna go for a push. The man has gone for 5 base economy. Ultimately, this is now playing a little bit into Serral's hands. Now, I haven't had my camera on him in a little while, but where exactly are we at? We're at 12 queens, 20 hydras, and 8 infestors. There was a moment before Zerg had any spellcasters where herO could literally have just attack moved. Like, there was no real way to lose it at that point, I don't think. Obviously, we have perfect information, so... yeah, a little bit un-herO-like as well, because usually this man has got a killer instinct that, yeah, tells him, go, murder him. Just go kill him right now. Apparently, he wanted to play this safe. Now he's going up suddenly against a Zerg player who has a pretty phenomenal army again. Yeah, so Serral decided to cut 17 corners. He basically decided, okay, I am not gonna really do anything but make drones and rush up to infestors with a neural parasite. Like, he did that off of 19 Zerglings, right? Wasn't that it? I think so. So he had some leftover Zerglings early on, and that was about it. Alright, well now the Ultralists are spotted, herO is forced to go into Immortal play. +3 air weapons coming up together with the +3 ground weapons. Now still, even at this point in the game though, phenomenal spot, yeah, for herO. So herO's right there killing some of his own stalkers. That is not him misclicking, that is him replacing and opening up supply to make more immortals. I'm a little afraid that what we are about to see is half of the Protoss army turning against the Protoss. This is still a pretty much unlosable position though for herO. Oh no. If you're a Protoss fan, I think you should probably close your eyes. Nah, this is still a really good spot. I think the reference was probably to the Nidus Worm. Oh, good disruptors. Very lovely disruptors. I think the reference of Big Blunder must have been to Serral's Nidus Worm Zergling drop in the early game. So by the way, that was also a good example of as to how much Serral apparently does not like this map. The fact that he decided to go for that aggressive of a cheese, yeah, it's also a pretty big indicator that he did not want to play this, right? Like what's going on right now in this game, this is exactly what he was trying to avoid. He did not want to play the late game. Okay, couple of balls are once again moving forward, going after some of the larvae. There's still nothing that Zerg can really do against this though. Like, he's going into Corruptors right now, so Serral's decided to go double Spire. Yeah, we're gonna try and go into these upgrades eventually, but it's gonna be minutes until those upgrades will finally be, well, good enough against this Protoss army. And it's not like Protoss has really stopped upgrading, although, yeah, I wouldn't have minded seeing like a second Cybercore some time ago if you wanted to be this greedy. No real mistakes made right here by herO, though. Excellent control here by our South Korean Protoss. And by the way, I'm not like being like fake humble or whatever, you know? I'm not doing that YouTuber thing where I'm like, oh no, I'm so bad at the game. I would love to be able to consistently win against top tier pro gamers. It's just that those guys are very good. It is kind of absurd. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have a great way to describe it. Like, my favorite way to kind of explain this whenever people... Like, it doesn't really... It's not a great example because MMR is not quite linear like that. But basically, as we do have both of these players, by the way, darting around, is herO actually going to commit? Another Nova? I think he could commit a lot more. Like, he's playing so passive. I really don't like this too much. Golden minerals right now. At least Serral is trying to acquire them. I'll get to my analogy in just a sec, I guess. If herO decides to go back home, he might just be ready to win the game. Look how much money he still has in the bank. But, I mean, now Serral has got a good amount of stuff, too. Okay, yeah, I think herO is gonna get the kill on this base, too. We have an abduction. Serral just settling for whatever, but that base is gone. So, here's the situation, right? The distance between the rank 200 Grandmaster and the #1 Grandmaster. So the difference between the rank 200 on the European server and the distance of that person to Serral is about the same distance as that same rank 200 Grandmaster and gold 1. That is how much MMR difference there is within those 200 ranks. And what do you think the odds are of the rank 200 Grandmaster losing against somebody in gold 1? Anyways, fungal growth's coming up right now. StarCraft actually gets a really good engagement here, it seems. All of the Ultralisks are going in. We have what we call the Loko maneuver as all of the Protoss units decided to clump up. We have a bunch of the Infestors using Neuroparasite. Oh my god. Well, that was the perfect engagement right there for the Zerg. That could not have been any better than that. We even had a little bit of Microbial Shroud right there set up to the ground units. How in the world did Serral do that so quickly? Hold up, I'm gonna just back up for a little bit. Like, I want to see that engagement again. He was so quick. So this is the worst thing herO could do. Clump up his units over here, and then bring them even closer together, so now he cannot escape. Oh no. Oh, that was so bad. Clumping up your units against the concaved Zerg, when the Ultras are in the front and all the spellcasters get to do their combinations. So that was Fungal Growth, Microbial Shroud, Parasitic Bombs, and then the Ultras just stomping everything to death. Okay. Well, that resets everything. Yeah. God, that was so painful. Oh no. Sometimes I feel bad. Yeah. Like, the thing is, right, like, as we're looking at this game, me as a commentator, you as a viewer, I guess, like, we have perfect vision of the map. But that early game was that was not a difficult situation for herO to read. So he knew that he got Nidist Zergling rushed, and he must know that that is not executed off of like 50 workers. Right? Like, the timing of it and the earlier stages of the game makes it very obvious that Zerg at that point has a tiny, tiny economy. So, if that's the case, you don't need to be that cautious. Oh my god. Oh, he's clumping the units again. Oh my god. What? All of the Stalkers right there got fungled, so they couldn't actually blink for a while. Immortals are just getting destroyed. The Skyto's army at this point is gone, though. So I guess there's a lot of dead weight right here in these Corruptors. But we do have a Greater Spire. So Serral could go ahead and... Okay, this is still pretty good, actually, for herO. Yeah, he snipes the gold base, too. A bunch of drones go down. But we do have a Greater Spire done. So Serral can always go ahead and still make a bunch of Brood Lords. Reinforcing carriers show up. Hello, what are these units doing here? herO! Oh, no. Hello? What? They were just rallied. Yeah, we're gonna try and recall them, but... Zealots, in the meantime, did get ferried into that in-base expansion of Serral, but this is a relatively easy cleanup. Corruptors have decided to go around the side here. Yeah, they're like, yo, bro, you wanna fight? Do we have Storm? Oh, we don't have energy for Storm. Oh, no! That is suboptimal. I think we can call that suboptimal. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable description of it all. A couple of the Stalkers here are chasing it, but at this point, my god. Protoss has lost more money than Zerg has throughout this game on RUSHES. If herO ends up losing this game, I almost feel mean uploading this video. Like, I almost feel evil. About a year ago, Raynor actually said to me, Loko, why do you only ever upload videos of me losing? I was like, what do you mean, Raynor? And then I looked at all the videos I'd uploaded featuring Raynor, and all of them were losses. I'm like, what? That is not very representative. Now, I do upload a lot of videos of herO winning, assuming he ends up losing this game, but this is not the type of game that herO wants to have out there. Serral actually did not like the game against him. Or against Raynor, rather, on this particular map as well. The one from early December at Home Story Cup, he was not a fan. of that particular game. So sometimes I guess I have to be a jerk and upload games where the pro gamers blunder. Now once again, this is one hell of an army right here for herO. Problem is, that's a lot of, yeah, Infestor Brute Lord. Fungal Growths will inhibit the Blink ability. Lots of probes, by the way, are going down. For some reason, they were trying to go on over towards the bottom right-hand corner. There's the Fungals. Blinding Clouds, excuse me, also being used right there. Nice abduction, though. It looks like the Prism is gonna be run away for now. These Lings are actually backstabbing so hard. herO really needs to deal with them. Like, for some reason, we're warping in more High Templar, which is fair, but okay. Recalling back home. Playing it safe. So ultimately, where is Zerg at right now? Well, we have a main base, a natural, an in-base, and golden minerals that are way out there. This is still an atrocious situation for the Zerg, but I'm starting to be a little bit worried. Because Protoss, while he was once very rich, is starting to run out of juice. There's Zerglings burrowed on the entire left side of the map, so Serral realizes that, yeah, we do not have any Protoss infrastructure over there. That means that at most, the base in the bottom right could be taken. And as long as there's at least a bit of vision over there, he knows that Protoss can't have that much eco either. Brute Lord's trying to chase some of these units down. Fungal Growths, alright. Getting whatever he can. Now, as much as I have been spending time here questioning some of the decision-making from our Protoss, I also want to compliment Serral on setting up those engagements brilliantly. For a little bit, Serral looked like a mortal man, but in the games that I've watched him play as of late, he just looks on another level. Certainly my favorite going into IEM Katowice, because it seems that Serral has been practicing hard. This is a dangerous Serral. Creeps, like, it's hard to really find flaw, right? So, obviously, the strategy that he played was questionable here in the early game. It worked out for herO there, but, like, that's been his biggest mistake, you know? His biggest mistake was at -4, because he decided, okay, I guess I'll go for a cheesy build on the worst Zerg map. Fair. That happens, right? Usually those games will be over, and then you move on. Leveraging himself into this position here is insane. Now, that was an Archon going down. Why in the world was there an Archon going down there? I don't know. A couple of units get fungled once again. Brute Lord's moving in. We do not have Templar properly storming anything here. Mothership seems to be on the same control group as the rest of the army. Carrier here way in the back. Immortals not really reaching forward. Blinding Clouds together with Fungal Growths. Once again, Brute Lords raining all of their children from the skies. There's the abduction as well. And that, I think... yeah, it's gonna be the end for that mama ship. Another perfect engagement for the Zerg. Oh, man. Really? herO has resorted to, okay, I can't say Diamond League. He's resorted to Gold League strategies. He's going massive Void Ray with, well, the prismatic, sorry, the Void Ray upgrade, the speed improvement. I don't even know the name of it right now. The caster flex is ruined. This is a massive problem, though, because herO does not have an answer against this Zerg army. Like, he just does not. More probes just hanging out in the bottom right-hand corner. We just saw like 3 Archons and Immortals going down for essentially free. Probes are still rallied back and forth. Oh no. herO is falling apart. Oh my god, they're all parasites. Connect with the Void Rays. herO decides to tap out. It's Serral who obtains the victory in what is by far the worst throw that I've seen in 2024 so far. Ay, ay, ay. That was painful. Whew.